Okay, welcome back to Miss Sussman's class. As always, make sure you have paper and pencil to take notes, and when you're ready to go, hit play again and we'll begin our lesson. Okay, our essential question for today is how can you find the greatest common factor of two numbers? And just to review, a factor is when you take any two numbers and multiply them together to equal that number. For example, I have the number 12 here, and factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. And if you're not sure what the factors of a number are, you just ask yourself, okay, 1 times anything equal 12? Yes, 1 times 12 equals 12. Does 2 times anything equal 12? And you can use divisibility rules. 2 times 6 equals 12. Does 3 times anything equal 12? Yes, 3 times 4. And then you've already got 4, and you know that 5 won't work with divisibility rules, etc., etc. So those are factors. And I'm going to find the factors of 20 as well. They're 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 3, it's not divisible by 3, I know that using divisibility rules, 4 and 5, I know it's not 6 using divisibility rules, and that's it. And then when you say find the greatest common factor of two numbers, well, I'm going to look at the factors of 12, and I'm going to look at the factors of 20, and I'm going to circle the ones that they have in common. They have 1 in common, they have 2 in common, and they have 4 in common. And then the greatest common factor is the biggest one that they have in common. In this case, it would be the number 4. Okay? And sometimes GCF is used to shorten greatest common factor. So the GCF for 12 and 20 is 4. Now this is also going to help you when you start reducing fractions, because if you can find the greatest common factor, you use that number to simplify your fractions, and you're going to see that in the next couple of slides. So if that particular part didn't make sense, hang in there. I'll show you what I mean by that in a few minutes. Okay, if I wanted to find the greatest common factor between 15 and 18, I would write down the factors of 15, 1 and 15. It's not divisible by 2, 3 and 5. It's not divisible by 4. And now I'm back to 5. So those are my factors for 15. I'm also going to write down the factors for 18. 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Excuse me. And then I'm going to circle the ones that they have in common. And they only have 2 factors in common, 1 and 3. So the greatest common factor, or GCF, is 3. Okay, if that doesn't make sense, pause it, rewind it, watch it again. Okay, now we're going to use GCF to reduce this fraction, which is 10/30ths. Okay, I'm going to write down the factors of each number. (15, 3, and 10). And I see they have 1 in common, they have 2 in common, and then they also have 10 in common. 10 is my GCF. That's my greatest common factor. So if I wanted to reduce 10/30ths to the simplest form, I'm going to divide 10 and 30 by the GCF. 10 divided by 10 is 1. 3 divided by 10, or 30 divided by 10 is 3. Now my fraction is in simplest form. Okay, so you see how finding the GCF helps you put fractions in simplest form. You use it as the number that you divide the numerator and the denominator of your fraction by. Could I have used 2? Absolutely. But if I had divided 10 by 2, I would have gotten 5, and if I had divided 30 by 2, I would have gotten 15. And as you can see, it's not in simplest form. You'd have to divide again. So this is just a way to find the biggest number that you can divide your numerator and your denominator by to put a fraction in simplest form. Okay, we're going to try another example. If this did not make sense, watch it again, and then we'll try another example. Okay, now I have 4 20-seconds. So I am going to write down the factors of 4 and 22. And I have 2 and 11. Now, since I don't have 4, I'm going to stop right there. I can, because I know just by looking at it that it's going to be 2. Because it can't be, the greatest common factor would have to either be a 1, a 4, or a 2. And I know it's not going to be 4 because of divisibility rules. So it's got to be 2. And so I'm going to use that to put my fraction in simplest form. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 22 divided by 2 is 11. And my fraction is now in simplest form. Okay, and I know that also it's in simplest form because this number is prime, which means it can't be divided by any other numbers. Okay, that's just another way that you can check. Okay, we're going to move on to our homework. So if this didn't make sense, now's a chance to rewind it, watch it again, ask specific questions, and make sure that you understand. Okay, your homework tonight is to name the greatest common factor of 18/30ths and then put the fraction in simplest form. So you're going to have 2 answers. You're going to have a greatest common factor, and then you're going to have a fraction in simplest form. Okay, good luck, and I will see you tomorrow.